Hey everyone, it's Alex here from VG247.com, and I've been playing a little bit of Battlefield 5 over the course of the last couple of days, just a match here and there, as part of there's a closed alpha test on, so not even beta, but weirdly EA are being pretty chill about the whole thing, EA and DICE, and they're not saying, you know, here's an alpha test, please sign 800 pages of documentation and then do not talk about it to anyone. They're actually saying stream it, talk about it, take video of it, you know, write about it. So here I am doing that. Basically, I figured why not just capture a bit of footage and show you a little bit of what the game looks like and talk a little bit about what it feels like. Housekeeping up top. So this is running on my PC in my office. If you want to know the full specs, I'll pop a link to the VG247 gear list where the staff list our PC specs and stuff like that. I'll pop a link to that in the description. But it's a 1080 Ti machine. It's a powerful machine. So this is running the game at 4K. It wasn't making 60, but I did have all the settings cranked up. And it looks absolutely ludicrously good. It was well over 30 though. It was sort of hovering anywhere between 45 and 60 depending on the situation. Obviously it's an alpha, and hopefully they'll be able to find some more performance improvements as we get a little bit closer to release. And obviously something to keep in mind is unable to play this with my usual Battlefield crew, the people who I played a lot of Battlefield 1 with, because they don't have access to this alpha. You know, when it's closed and there's a limited number of keys, there's only so much you can do. And so that means I'm playing in random squads, which means inevitably, as always, that that you're not going to have people healing you, reviving you as much as they should, or indeed people playing the objective properly. But it's fine. So how is Battlefield 5? Well, it's Battlefield as all hell. Okay, you need to understand that this still looks and feels and moves like a Battlefield game. But it really does feel like DICE took some of the criticisms of Battlefield 1 to heart. So a great example that I want to give right off the top is bullet deviation. So in Battlefield 1, there was a bullet deviation system where honestly you could have the cursor right over a guy's head, you could squeeze the trigger and the bullet would whiz past even if he wasn't moving. And it was just a matter of luck, really. And this got worse with the suppression system. So the suppression in that game meant if someone was firing in your general direction at all, there would be a sort of random chance applied to shots that you fired that they would go in a wider area, a wider circle. They've tightened all that down big time. So for instance, suppression now is just a visual effect. So it does sort of provide a sort of feedback on screen that will make it harder for you as an individual to aim. But if you line a shot up and you fire it, that shot's going to hit. And that's really important, I think. And the same's just true of bullet deviation across the board. It feels more like now when you're squeezing that trigger, things are going where you want them to, and sort of the feedback from the gun, the feedback from the kickback that you see on screen, all feels in line with what you're actually seeing and where the bullet's actually going, and that it matters a lot. It matters enormously. Similarly, they've sort of made changes to, so it feels like grenade spam is a lot less common in this game, where Battlefield 1, oh boy, that was grenade city, like everywhere all the time. So that was really cool. They've made changes to the respawn system and the squad system. The big change here is that anyone on your squad can revive you. So there's an incentive to stick in your squad of people, because if you're near them, then you will be able to get revived by them, even if they're not a medic. These revivals are only limited amount of health. So unlimited revives, but it revives you with a limited amount of health. And the only people who can still revive you at full health or heal you from there is the medic. So that doesn't mean the medic class is useless. The medic class is still vital. And there's also no more full health regeneration. So you can't just hide in a bush until your health regenerates completely. That's limited too. I'm trying to think of other things that have changed from Battlefield 1. Spotting has been nerfed, so it's not as easy now to just, ding, 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 and just alert your entire team to the location of all the enemies. But the main thing that I would say is that it all just feels a little bit slower, a little bit weightier, a little bit heavier. And that just means that shooting feels better, which in a sense is the most important thing in a game like Battlefield. So you can't really complain, can you? It feels like everything has been, like a lot of feedback has been really taken to heart. Even things like sniping. Sniping just feels more difficult and more elite in this game, which I think, again, Battlefield 1 sometimes got a bit too sniper heavy because it was really easy to snipe. And yeah, I guess the thing I'd say is Battlefield 1 was more fast-paced, more arcadey, perhaps a little bit more Call of Duty, which of course Battlefield has yo-yoed between chasing that and not quite a few times over the years. This feels more like a correction there, where it's evidently, running on a lot of the same tech, and it feels similar in many, many ways, but in other ways there's a big difference just in terms of how it of how it feels. Even if you can tell that the look is broadly the same, there's a real difference in how it handles and how it feels that makes it feel more measured, more tactical, and perhaps even, I would say, a little bit more realistic. It's the thing I'd say, I guess, is that none of the changes feel particularly big, but a lot of these little changes seem to be adding up to be something really, really different for this game compared to Battlefield 1, and that's really, really exciting. So yeah, those are just some quick thoughts on Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5. Well, actually both of them in a sense, Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1. I really liked Battlefield 1, but I'm already pretty certain I'm going to like this game a whole lot more. So that's really exciting. But yeah, so that's Battlefield 5. I'm going to keep playing the beta. I'll probably have some more video for you of the, not beta, of the alpha soon. Or indeed, if they do a beta and the final release. We'll be covering a lot of Battlefield is what I'm saying. So if you want to see more of that, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Until next time, everyone. See ya.